Good morning, students. Welcome to online life science class. Today's topic is diagrams of photosynthesis. We will draw the level diagram. We'll draw the level diagram with a proper caption in your life science exercise book. Chloroplast is an oval-shaped organelle found in the photosynthesizing cells of leaves and young stems. Chloroplasts are also found in algae, a group of lower plant-like organisms. The chloroplast has a double-layered membrane that surrounds a ground substance called stroma or matrix. So see, this is the outer membrane of the chloroplast, and this is the inner portion, that is stroma, and this is the inner membrane of the chloroplast. So it's a double layer structure within this stroma present. Stroma means matrix. Stroma or matrix present. Matrix consists flattened coin-like sacs called thylakoid. So see, these are coin-like sacs. Looking like a coin, these like sacs, these are called thylakoid, which are arranged in piles to form grana. So these thylakoids are arranged in piles to form granum or grana. So within the double-layered membrane, chloroplast has two things, that is stroma and grana. Chlorophyll is present within the thylakoids. So green pigment chlorophyll is present within this thylakoid. The stalks of thylakoid sacs are connected to each other by stroma lamellae. See, this type of piles of thylakoid connect with lamella or lamellae. This is the connection. So, chloroplasts are organelles found in plant cells and eukaryotic algae that conduct photosynthesis. Chloroplast absorb sunlight and use it in conjunction with water and carbon dioxide gas to produce food for the plant. For photosynthesis to happen, the water and carbon dioxide have to reach the leaves. Chlorophyll present in the leaf cells traps light energy of the sun, which initiates the chemical process of using carbon dioxide and water to form glucose. This process releases oxygen into the atmosphere through the stomata. Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants and certain other organisms transform light energy into chemical energy. During photosynthesis, in green plants, light energy is captured and used to convert water, carbon dioxide, and minerals into oxygen and energy-rich organic compounds. The glucose produced during photosynthesis is transported from leaves to various parts of the plant through the conducting tissue, phloem. Plants convert some of the glucose into starch, which they store in different organs, such as root, stem, or leaves. The process of photosynthesis has been shown in the diagram. Before explaining this diagram, I want to tell you the factors that affect photosynthesis. So factors that affect photosynthesis are light intensity, temperature, carbon dioxide concentration, and water. The rate of photosynthesis is low under low light intensity. It increases as the intensity of light increases. At very high intensity of light, the rate of photosynthesis decreases because the chlorophyll is bleached and destroyed. The series of chemical reactions occurring during photosynthesis can take place only at a suitable temperature, the optimum being between 25 to 35 degrees Celsius. Carbon dioxide concentration under normal conditions of temperature and light. Carbon dioxide is a limiting factor in photosynthesis. An increase in carbon dioxide concentration increases photosynthesis, but higher concentration of it can inhibit the process. Water keeps the protoplasm of leaf cells hydrated and helps in maintaining the turgidity of cell. In response to lack of water, the leaves wilt and the stomata close, preventing the entry of carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. So, I have described the whole process of photosynthesis along with the factors. Now, I am going to explain this diagram. Process of photosynthesis. See, this is the green leaves. This is the green plant, rather. This is root. This is stem. These are leaves. Now, this is sunlight. Intaking sunlight. Leaves absorb the energy in sunlight and take in carbon dioxide from the air. So, carbon dioxide. These are the molecules of carbon dioxide. Next, oxygen is released into the air. These are oxygen molecules. The hydrogen is then combined with the carbon dioxide to produce carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, these are carbohydrates. Hydrogen plus carbon dioxide produced carbohydrates. And here, water is absorbed by roots. Okay, so this is water molecule. At the time of photosynthesis, green plant generally intake carbon dioxide. Then from where this carbon dioxide is coming? This carbon dioxide is coming from the respiration, normal respiration of plant, where they also, like us, oxygen, intakes of oxygen happens and they release carbon dioxide. Now, significance of photosynthesis. First point is, it is the primary source of organic food and food energy, that is ATP, adenosine triphosphate, for all forms of life, either directly or indirectly. Second point, excess sugars produced in photosynthesis are either stored in the form of carbohydrates or used in the biosynthesis of other organic compounds. So you can say food for all living beings is produced through photosynthesis. Herbivores are solely dependent on plants for their food and energy requirements. They pass it on further when they are eaten by a carnivore. The plants represent an important component in an ecosystem. They constitute producers. The first trophic level of the food chain. A food chain is a series of processes in which one organism feeds on another and is in turn eaten. So in any ecosystem, green plants represent the most essential biotic components as they are the primary producers. Now see the diagram. In this diagram, photosynthesis helps in the conversion of solar energy into organic matter that makes bulk of dry matter of any organism. That means it is related to the second point. Carbon dioxide intake and release of oxygen happens during photosynthesis. This is the one significance of photosynthesis. Another one, this point is related to number 3, this diagram, food chain. See the food chain, grass or plant. They are the producer, primary producer. Next, coming to primary consumer, that is like grasshopper. They are dependent on producer. Next, secondary consumer, that is a bluebird. For example, we can say they are dependent on primary consumer. Next, tertiary consumer, snake. They are dependent on this. After that, apex predator. Again, they are dependent on this. After that, at last it is coming decomposers. And after that, again it is coming back to the producer. So this is called food chain, and this chain is maintained due to plant photosynthesis. So this is the one of the most important significance of photosynthesis. The other significance is, you can say, photosynthesis is the only natural process that can capture and preserve sunlight as chemical energy. It is also the process by which organic food is synthesized by using inorganic raw materials. Energy of the sun that had been captured and preserved by plants during photosynthesis centuries ago are stored within fossil fuels, coal, petroleum, and natural gas. These fuels are used for our domestic and industrial energy needs. The oxygen evolved during photosynthesis is released into the atmosphere. Hence, our atmosphere is replenished with oxygen by photosynthesis. This oxygen is used by animals and plants for cellular respiration. In the absence of photosynthesis, the oxygen level in the atmosphere would decrease drastically and life on Earth would become impossible. Now in this slide, I have given a special diagram showing the total cycle during photosynthesis and respiration of a plant. I am starting from here. During the day, oxygen is given out by plants as a waste product of photosynthesis. This arrow represents this. At night, plants use oxygen for respiration. So this opposite arrow represents this. Next, animals breathe in oxygen. So this arrow. Next one, animals breathe out carbon dioxide as a waste product. This arrow. Animal feces. This thing. Animals die, plants die, and carbon is absorbed by animals when they eat plants. And so this is dead organisms. Next arrow is coming. Decomposers release carbon dioxide as they decompose dead organism. So this arrow. Then it is coming, it is going to atmospheric carbon dioxide. How? At night, plants release carbon dioxide as a product of respiration. Carbon dioxide returns to the atmosphere by this process. And this arrow represents carbon dioxide is used in photosynthesis. So, two cycle has been maintained over here. One is for oxygen and another one is for carbon dioxide. So, two processes are involved over here. One is photosynthesis and another one is respiration. One thing I want to tell you, here it has been written at night only plants release carbon dioxide as a product of respiration. This means not only in night, throughout the day, like animal, plants also respire. But that time, rate of released oxygen from photosynthesis process is higher than the rate of released carbon dioxide in respiration process. Draw the diagrams in Life Science Exercise book. For any subject related doubts or queries, please email me at sudeshna1.sna@outlook.com. We also welcome your responses by way of your views and feedback on the PPTs or videos at feedback.stmichaelsacademy@gmail.com. Thank you, students, and have a nice day.